morning and hello, I'm Professor Cohen. This is the Forex Supermodel Racing Review for Monday the 18th of July 2022. Quick look at yesterday's results then for Sunday the 17th. We're at Stratford on the National Hunt 305. We had a go at this FTO first time outer, Maori's Dream, which came third at 2 to 1. We got 0.1875 of a unit on it, an average of 100 to 30, so 3.33 to 1 effectively. So they backed that in. We suggested we might have added to it up to about 0.25 of a unit, but as it backed in, we left it alone, which was a smart move really. So what happened there then? Well, this number 2 Queen's Highway won at the 6 to 4 favourite. We had to go at this FTO because we thought the overall shape of the race was pretty weak, and particularly this Queen's Highway, and so we took a view that this FTO had a potential to win this race, and as it stood, it wasn't up to the job, and therefore we lost the situation. So in a risk reward sort of basis, it made sense at 10 to 3, 2 to 1 less so, and that's where we are. So we had to go, and it didn't come off at relatively low stakes. So count ticked down a little bit. It's plus 56.52 units profit from a peak of 61.5 roughly a week or so ago. So we'll stop it there and write up today's racing. Right, we're back. We've written up today's racing then. So for Monday the 18th, we've got no filter 1, which is our structure filter, no ratio. We do have an alternate. It's at Ballinrobe in Ireland on the flat. It's the 8:35. It's the last race in Ireland, and it's a maiden stakes, 4-year-old plus 1 mile 4, 26 yards. Good. What do we know about Ballinrobe? Well, it's modelled 87, so that's the pace surface profile. And if you translate that into all weather, so you've got Dundalk 94, Lingfield 93, Kempton 92, Newcastle 91, Wolverhampton 90. And it's not till you get down to Chelmsford that you're getting near the zone, so it's 89. It's still significantly slower than Chelmsford, 12 furlongs on the all weather. So if you look up the course information, they say it's a tight course. Well, it is a tight course, but it's also relatively slow, very slow in terms of 1 mile 4. So that's something to bear in mind when you're looking at the runners. Now, we've narrowed this down basically to one runner, which is number 5, Thermoscope. It's 12 to 1. It's a 4-year-old. What do we know about Thermoscope? Well, basically it's had one run on the 19th of the first 22. If you got access to looking at reruns, have a look at it. It's Dundalk on the all-weather maiden, 1 mile 4. And Dundalk, as we say, is one of the fastest 1 mile 4 surfaces around. So it's switching to a much slower. It's opposite ends of the spectrum, if you like. So it was 4th of 14, and if you watch that race, Thermoscope, it's a nice big powerful horse. Despite it being the surface being too quick for it, it was up with the pace. And basically got slightly outpaced towards the end, and then kept on nicely. So it had not an easy trip, bearing in mind the pace profile scenario which we look at. So what we've done is we put 0.1875 of a unit on at 12 to 1. So we've got decent odds. Well, we've had to temper the stake, because there's 3 FTOs. Number 3 Midnight Run, which is the evens FTO. Number 4 San Salvador 5 to 1, and Vintage Writer, the outsider, at 66 to 1. These are obviously unknowns. Like yesterday we had an unknown and we went for it. Now we're reversing this out, and we're going for the proven horse, which is likely to improve. The race conditions will suit this Thermoscope. And it's decent odds. We're going to have a crack at it. So that's what we're doing. The results have been, coming in pretty much against us recently. But that's just the way it has to be when you're working away from short price horses. You have to basically, manage the risk and just accept and shrug your shoulders when the results don't go your way. We've got a positive expectancy, so we expect to do well in the future, in the near future. So the account's still about 56 units up, and we've taken a bit of a few hits recently. So that's what we're doing. We're at Ireland, our last race at Ballinrobe, 8:35, and we're having this thermoscope at 12 to 1 at 0.1875 of a unit. It might drift, but we won't add to it, and if it shortens up, so be it. So anyway, any new subscribers, thanks, thank you very much appreciated. We'll see what we can do for you going forward, and generally to all of you, thanks for watching and goodbye.